A young boy named Jack recently moved to Millfield with his mom and older brother. Jack was an introverted boy who found it challenging to make friends in his new environment. He missed his old friends but stayed in touch with them through his brand new game console. One day, while playing his favorite video game online with his friends, Jack heard a strange voice through his headset. The voice was that of a young girl. Jack didn't pay much attention to her at first, but the girl's gaming skills were undeniable. After gaining her trust, she finally revealed her real name to only Jack. Her name was Alexandria, or Alex for short. Eventually, they formed a bond through their shared love of video games. The two played video games together every day. Alex taught Jack her gaming strategies, and they often teamed up against Jack's old friends for friendly competition. Alex and Jack discovered they had more in common than they initially thought. They both had difficulty connecting with people, but through their shared hobby, they found a way to communicate. Alex would also help to keep Jack on track, and would refuse to play until his homework from school was completed. Their relationship was tested when a group of bullies began to target Jack at school. Alex sensed Jack's distress and decided to take matters into her own hands. She used her gaming abilities to help Jack defeat the group of bullies in a virtual game online. The group of bullies were humiliated, and Jack was grateful to Alex's help for saving him. But her actions had consequences. The young kids became angry and determined to find Jack's secret gaming partner. Who was he talking to? Was there an IP address to track her with? One of the young pre-teens named Eli, also the group's leader, discovered that information but was unable to pinpoint an exact location to find exactly where this mysterious partner was from. You see, Alex was more computer savvy than your average pre-teen girl. She knew how to hide herself extremely well, and her methods were well above the tactics of merely using a VPN or proxy server. The next gaming session, Eli and his buddies began to taunt Alex, calling her names and saying hurtful things. She tried to ignore them, but the insults and degrading comments became relentless. Jack was worried about Alex's safety and tried to intervene, but he eventually backed off. He knew he was outnumbered. After hearing the sound of defeat in Jack's voice, Alex decided it was time to take matters into her own hands once again. This time, virtual turned into reality. During their gaming sessions with this group of sore losers, Alex had picked up on Eli's accidentally unmuted conversation with his older brother Josh. Eli was not afraid to brag and let it slip one day about his big brother taking him for a ride to the mall in his brand new convertible sports car. An early gift for graduation, from their parents apparently. Even though she promised she wouldn't use her hacking skills for revenge ever again, Alex decided enough was enough. Jack was now terrified to go to school and had recently confided in Alex about how Eli and his band of misfits had cornered him in the gym locker room. They roughed him up, gave him a nice shiner on his left eye, and left countless bruises on his legs and arms. The teachers, of course, fell for the innocent act that Eli and his buddies had rehearsed and were portraying, leaving Jack looking like a complete mental case. While Jack was recovering from his recent encounters, Alex disappeared the next Friday evening without saying goodbye. He was worried about her and tried to contact her through the game chat, but she did not respond. The following Monday, Eli was not at school, but the rest of his group of friends were. None of them even looked at Jack as he walked through the middle school hallways. It was as if they were all of the sudden terrified of Jack and made extra efforts to avoid him at all costs. Maybe it's because Eli isn't here to lead them, he thought. It's a nice break. I better enjoy it while it lasts. Jack came home from school later that day, excited to talk to Alex and tell her about his day without Eli. But before he could take his jacket off and set his book bag down, his mother approached him with a slight hint of sadness in her voice.
Jack, I need to talk to you. Can you come in here with me for a minute before you go upstairs?
Mom, what's wrong? Have you been crying?
Yes, son, I have. You see, Friday night, Eli's big brother Josh was out with his friends. He lost control of his car and crashed just outside of town. I'm sure you noticed Eli wasn't at school today.
Oh no, that's awful. Wait, I gotta go talk to Alex.
Alex? Who is Alex?
Not now, Mom. I'll explain later. I have to talk to Alex. Now! Alex! Alex? Alex? Where are you? What did you do? Did you do this?
Jack pleaded for answers from Alex, but she never answered or responded. Her status was still showing offline. She hadn't logged back in since they had spoken Thursday night. After a couple of hours of trying to connect with Alex, Jack finally came back downstairs, with his head down and a heavy heart weighing on his guilt-stricken mind. His thoughts were whirling back and forth.
Even if she did do something, they kind of had it coming. But then again, what if that happened to my big brother, Aaron? And how do I know for sure that Alex had anything to do with it anyway?
That evening, after dinner, Jack's mom asked again who Alex was. Jack explained to his mom that she was his friend that he talked to on his gaming console, who helped him defeat Eli and his friends in an epic virtual battle.
Her name is Alexandria. I'm the only one who knows her real name.
Did you say Alexandria?
Yep. I don't know her last name, though. She's a really good gamer, too. She's the only real friend I have here since we moved. We talk about everything, and she just really understands me.
Honey, I need to tell you something. Come over here for a minute, sweetie. Something happened several years ago that I have never told you about. When you were just a baby, and before we moved here, you and your brother Aaron had a sister. Her name was Alexandria. She was really good on computers, too. She loved to play her video games just like you do. She'd spend hours at a time on her computer after school. One day, she came out of her room and happened to see your father and I arguing. Things got physical, which was nothing new, but she was frightened and ran back into her room, locking the door. She didn't come back out for a long time. It wasn't the first time your father and I fought, though. When she finally did come back out, she came over to me, gave me a long, sweet hug, told me she loved me, and had this strange look in her eyes. She didn't seem afraid anymore. Somehow she convinced your father to take her to the movies that day. Before she left, she said to me, "Don't worry, Mom. Everything's going to be all right." They were both involved in a tragic accident that afternoon. To this day, no one has been able to figure out what exactly happened.
There are many more dark mysteries surrounding the quaint little town of Millfield. Stick around, and we'll delve even deeper into the well-hidden secrets that are found lurking around every corner. That's if you're not too scared.